Hi, everyone. I just wanted to do a quick video to introduce you all to the newest member of the Kallanish family. I'm going to share my screen here so you can see. We will be launching from this week a Kallanish Steel Southeast Asia report. So just briefly, why are we launching this and what's the aim behind it? Well, one thing we've realized is we have fairly good coverage of the region. We have fairly good contacts in the region, but the region is fairly undersupplied with dedicated products that provide prices, market information, data, news. So we're launching this. It's going to be a weekly product. The first issue is freely available. Anybody with access to the conference can find this now in the download section. So I encourage you all to go there and get your free issue and take a look. I'm just going to briefly introduce to you the product, and so you can just get a feel for what you would be receiving every week. So here you can see this on the screen. We will lead with some news. This is obviously just summarized news. It's not the full news that we have in the daily briefing, but what we do is every week we will pick out the most important stories for markets in Southeast Asia. And I think this issue gives you a good feel for what that includes. It includes some stories about companies in Southeast Asia, steel makers. It also gives updates on trade measures in the region. So we had Malaysian anti-dumping duties on CRC last week, for example. But it also has news that takes place in the region's major trading partners. So we're looking here, for example, Chinese demand over the first quarter, Japanese steel output forecasts, and so on. Then if we scroll down to the next page, we have this section on production. And this is something that's really new. This is something that we haven't seen anywhere else before. So in this section on production, we're looking primarily at blast furnaces in the region to see what's going on at those, those up and coming blast furnace producers that are being commissioned everywhere, and shaping markets. And what we're doing is we're taking a series of data which is provided by a partner company called Tatcha Earth, and that data is using satellites to measure heat activity at blast furnaces. So you can see trends with production increasing, production decreasing. So for example, we display that here with a heat map. Each of the blast furnaces that we track, you can see down the left-hand side, and it goes, time goes left to right. And you can see, red means activity picking up, green means activity declining. And you can see generally, which blast furnaces are slightly more productive at any particular time or slightly less productive. I'm going to just play you a quick clip from an interview with Himanshu Das, who is one of the co-founders of Tatcha Earth, the company that we're working with. And he's just going to introduce to you a little bit what they do.
So what we are trying at our end is to make our model and algorithms strong enough to derive quality insights from publicly available sources only. Now, while doing that, there are a few issues. First of all, issue of frequency, right? Now, when I say issue of frequency, data is sometimes, usually say if we are using Sentinel data, it is usually available 5 days a week, the one with the good resolution. But there is another type of satellite which is giving at a daily level, but the resolution is not that good, right? And then because of that, you may not be able to get that quality insights which you can derive from a high resolution satellite image. Now, to overcome that, we have got our own algorithms. We call it the fusion algorithms to gather, high quality data or high resolution images from the low resolution images, which thereby addresses the frequencies.
So you can see, I think that Tatcha Earth, their role in this is really securing the data and crunching that data in order to make it something that can be analyzed. And our focus is really taking that data and analyzing it. So as this data develops, we will be adding more blast furnaces going forward that we'll cover. And of course, we'll have a history of data, which will be available to subscribers of the product as well. And with that data, as it becomes more established, there's a lot more analytical capability that we can use that for. But it's not just a vehicle for this data. There's a lot of other stuff in here, which I want to go through as well. So the second key section of the report is market reports. So we will be breaking down by flats, longs, semi-finished steel, and raw materials. And for each of those sections, we're going to have a page with key trends from the previous week, basically all the information that goes into our price assessments, and of course the prices themselves. So we will have, Vietnamese HRC. We're looking at, rebar and wire rod in Southeast Asia, billet into Manila. We'll also be looking at slab in the semi section. And in terms of raw materials, we'll be looking at scrap prices traded mainly from Japan into Vietnam, but also some of the other scrap prices in the region. And also we'll be updating iron ore in those sections. And all of that information is information I'm sure you're familiar with. It's produced by our teams in Shanghai and Singapore, the market reporters that I think most of you are familiar with. And subscribers will, of course, have access to a select group of those prices. Obviously, for full global prices, you would need to subscribe to the daily briefing. But subscribers just to the Southeast Asia report will have access to the Southeast Asian price series that we produce. Now, all of that information is going to be going out every week, but there's also some other information that's relevant to the region, which we will be adding when we can. And the key thing that comes into the issue today is the trade data. Obviously, trade data comes out once a month, so we're not going to be bombarding with you with that every week. But once a month, we will be rounding up all of the trade data, the latest numbers that have been released for each of the ASEAN countries, of the ASEAN 6 countries at least. So you can see here we're looking country by country. We have steel exports. We analyze those by the destination. We analyze those by the product groups as well. And we also look at imports on the same basis. Where are they coming from? What products are they? And we do that for each of the countries. So we go through Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, and Singapore. I've just scrolled through that very quickly, but I think as you all have free access to this report, please do take a look in the download section. Take a look over it at your leisure. This is a new report for us. There's nothing quite like it in the market, so we're really keen to hear your feedback on the report. And in particular, things that we can do to upgrade the report, to make it more clear, to really tweak this report so it serves your needs as best as possible. So please do give us some feedback. Download the report there. Also, feel free to look at the full version of that Tatya interview, where Himanshu does go into a little bit more detail about some of the other issues that exist around satellite heat data and how they get around it. I'm going to leave it there because I just want to introduce you to the topic very briefly. But I hope you will take a look and let us know what you think. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks very much.